Hello again, everybody. I am so late to my own live, and I'm naughty. I got super addicted to this stupid Empress game. It's so stupid. I lost so much sleep over it. But I'm good because I'm happy. Anyways, it's like my new addiction, and like maybe I should do stuff to promote them. But today I wanted to do, I wanted to do this live yesterday, but I got called into my new job, but it's okay. And somebody gave me some fluorite beads, so that was unexpected. Already meeting more people who make jewelry. I gave her my info, but I need her info because I would love to give her a shout out and everything. Like on Facebook, a lot of us do this, so it's normal, but when you're out and you're like talking to other people, I still kind of feel like a weirdo. They're like, oh, you're one of those? Anyways, I wanted to do some simple dangles, and so I got these, and I thought that they would look really cute, just really easy, and you could either just do the heart and like a couple pearls, or you could do like the heart and have like pearl lines coming out from them, like long beaded. So we'll play around a little, but then since I saw the pearls, I also have like these, and they're like, I thought they were bows, only to turn out that they're butterflies. But I also have these. So this is one of the quickest things ever to make. And I guess when I essentially just 3 little beads and you can have a really simple earring, or we can make it a little complicated. So we're going to go back through how to do our earring hooks and a couple different ways to secure your bead so that it stays on. And maybe I'll even show you a little wrap. So, because there's a couple different ways. So let's get started. I don't see anybody in here yet. Can you guys hear me? Okay, let's get started. So you're gonna need wire cutters to cut your wire. If we're making your own ear hooks, I highly recommend these, or a pencil and a highlighter should work. That just kind of want 2 different sizes to bend your wire around, and then something to squeeze your little crimp thing together. I can also show you with string and crimp beads, but let me just do one thing at a time. So yeah, I got so addicted to that game, and then yesterday I came home and I crashed, and then I got up and I played that game for like 9 hours. It's really unhealthy. It's just so fun. It's like my own, it's kind of like the girliest RPG you could think of. And there's everything in there. Like, if you also enjoy The Sims, there's like, you can have fun without spending a lot of money. It's like a super awesome dopamine rush because you just win rewards all day. I don't know. I'm silly. So I'm just stalling because right now I'm looking for my 20 gauge wire. 20 gauge is just a good go-to for me. And again, I just use this artistic wire from Beadalon. But you can use other brands. This is a tinned copper, so it's pretty flexible, but it's still stiff where it will hold. So you want to cut a length that's going to be enough for you to put your whole creation on. So I'm just kind of thinking I'm just going to do a simple pearl on the bottom, heart in the middle, pearl on the top, and then maybe we'll have it like an additional pearl dangle off of the bottom of the earring or something. So I got these guys at Hobby Lobby. These are acrylic. I really try not to get plastic too often, but sometimes they're just cool. Now, there's nothing wrong with plastic. I think I just feel like glass and gemstones hold up a little better. Of course, unless you're like smashing the glass or very rough. Whereas plastic, I feel like there's a lot of color fade, and it's just better, not as good a quality. So taking these guys off. So I don't know. I usually just kind of eyeball things. That looks, what do you think? 3 inches or so. So I'm just going to cut 2 the same length to keep it safe. And I highly recommend, you know, experiment with the different gauges and different cores of wire, because it's like there's a lot of muscle memory, and you'll realize that all these like miniature muscles in your hands need to get stronger, and so the more you do that. So I think I'm honestly gonna do a dangle at the bottom. So in order to secure my bead, I'm going to leave a loop because I want to attach something, and then that way I can show you how to wrap for a dangle also. Everything is a dangle. So I just use my smallest size. You can also use your round nose pliers towards the very end. I'm gonna go ahead and do both of those just so that they're ready to go. And just other little tips, you can file if you want smoother ends. Be careful how hard you're grabbing your wire. So yeah, just a little loop. And if you want to be more centered, you just kind of want to make that shepherd's cane. You want to grab inside your loop and just give it a little bend. All right. These are also just, I think I salvaged these off of like a necklace, and they're like a really light plastic pearl. I might have also got them in a big bag. I don't know. I don't mind using plastic pearls for like a smaller or like a couple accents, but I just prefer, again, the glass, and then just make sure you got good ones at where the paint's not chipping. And there are subtly different colors of white in pearl. There's like a more cream white, there's a more like platinum white. So just little things that you kind of learn as you go. All right, so we're just gonna leave it simple like that. One little pearl on the bottom. Put my heart. And do like 1 or 2 pearls on the top. Here's with 1. What do you think? Should we do 1 more? Yeah, as soon as I get off this live, I have to try not to hop back on that game, because then I'm not going to get any of my chores done. Oh, I keep doing that. Yeah, I was all in like really eager to do this yesterday, and then I got called in, and then today it's kind of gloomy out, so I'm not, I don't know, not really in the best mood to do this, I guess. I don't know, I think it looks kind of goofy with the 2. I'm just gonna stick with 1. I don't know, sometimes less is more. And for the top of these, if you do have a 1-step looper, you can just finish it off that way. It's a little easier. That's the tool I had the other day. It just makes life so much easier. It takes out a lot of the measuring and micro adjustments. So set that aside, because of course I'm stalling again. And do the second one, pearl on the bottom. So this is I really like these simple type of earrings. It's a really simple way to offer a cheaper priced product, because it's not as time consuming, and you can make some with a higher quality product and some with a lower quality, but it's also not super time consuming, and so you're able to make, you know, a few. And I mean, who doesn't like an occasional pink and pearl item? I don't know, probably people out there, but I have a good feeling about it is all. Oh, I just found things. My brain is going crazy. It wants to do all kinds of stuff. So I have these shaped pearls too, and I was just thinking for the bottom that we're gonna have hang off, we could do like one of these shaped pearls. Or would that be, is that too much? I could do like a pearl heart, since we're already doing a heart. That could be kind of cool. Oh my gosh, I think I like that. Or you could do a flower that kind of matches the lace. I really like the heart. I think I'm gonna do the heart. Little hearts on the bottom. We could even do a heart on the top. See, this always happens to me. This is honestly what takes the longest, is sometimes is the design, because as I'm going, I'll like want to do things. Let's see if we put a pearl on the top, a heart pearl on the top too. If it's gonna fit the way I think it will. Oh, that's kind of cute. Well, now I gotta put it at the bottom. So welcome to my life. This happens all the time. I liked it when it was just on the top. Yeah, I don't know, I like that for some reason. And the other thing is you can always turn these into charms. So like charms that you can hang off of your necklace or whatever you would like. Oh, I actually put my one-step looper away, which is why I can't find it. All right, so just gonna line that up. I'm gonna make sure you go at least to the hole. And these don't work really well with any thinner gauge wire or like something that's really bendy. It just doesn't, at least in my experience. I did that a little wonky. Flatten that back out. And I'll close her on up. And that's it. I mean, that's really how easy it is. And that's why I wanted to promote this as a raffle, because I was like, it's an easy pair of earrings. It gets people excited. Maybe it's because I started my live late. That's on me. Well, if you happen to jump in or you see this or you watch it and be like, hey, I didn't make it for the live, but are you still raffling those earrings? Feel free to ask for me. And I guess we'll make the second one match the first one since it's a pair of earrings. And I do like asymmetrical earrings, but you know. You just want to make sure your loops are all, you know, going either horizontal or vertically. What I mean by that is see how they're both, you know, laying flat versus one laying like this direction and the other. And I don't think I said that about the first one, so I'm surprised I didn't mess it up. All right, so it's that simple. Like that could be your dangle if you wanted it, and you could make this a more fine edge. But we left this open so that we could add something. So we're just gonna add a little heart. So this is the way, I'll show you a second way to do a dangle if you're not gonna leave an open loop. So I'll get some more of that 20 gauge wire, my favorite. And what I usually do is I'll put the bead on and kind of bend the bottom of the wire. And this isn't a circular bead, and I'll kind of bend the bottom of the wire just enough so that it kind of holds it. Now if the wire's thin enough, you can bend it all the way and squeeze, because this is a larger hole, so the bead will actually still sit on top of there. Or you could just bend it just a slight L so that it like sits in the L. The L holds it. I know it doesn't sound like it makes a lot of sense. It doesn't even sound like it makes sense to me. So you can take your, if you don't want to do it where you fold that wire in half and crimp it so that it holds the bead on, because it will be too thick for it to slide off, you can also just do a slight little L. And so now it's being held right. And then you can cut it down a size a little bit. Not too much, but, or you don't want to leave a ton, but you're gonna have to cut quite a bit off so it's not sore on the eyes. Let's see. And with that, I would also recommend to file your end down, just so you don't stab someone with your earring that's supposed to make them pretty and not bloody. At least not these ones. Let's rub your hand along it. And there. And now that also holds it. So if you have a really large hole and you can bend it in half and fit it back through there, you can do that. Or you can make the little L and cut it down just to size. And that's pretty sturdy. Obviously if you're pulling on it a lot and whatever. So it might be a note for your customer, like, you know, it's on there, but obviously don't be. All right, and then we're just gonna cut these right down, because we're just gonna go ahead and attach these onto our open loop on the bottom. And I know some of you are probably like, why do you use so much wire? Remember, I use all my wire as much as I can in different projects. All right, so we made the dangle. I'm gonna open the bottom of the loop up on the heart. And we're just gonna slide our little dangle on there and close that loop back up. And the less you have to mess with your wire and open and close, the better, because it will start to impact the quality of your wire. So bam, there we go, right? And let me go ahead and make this the little L style because they have to match. I just wanted to show you for demonstration purposes the different ways. So I'm just gonna do bend a little L. That one's pretty much the same size already, but I'll go ahead and cut it just a little bit and file. Yeah, this nail polish never lasts long, especially, I mean, I don't recommend wearing nail polish in the food industry. I wear a lot of gloves, but I also wash my hands excessively. I'm just that way. I've been in food for a long time, so. There is the cursed watch. It's really not. It's just magic watch that never dies. That I have this weird thing that I don't want to turn the alarm off on. I feel like the day I turn the alarm off on that watch, something weird or bad's gonna happen. All right, we'll add this to our other earring. And see, I did that wrong because last time I opened the bottom of the heart loop. So let me open the bottom of the heart loop. That way we're doing things the same. It impacts the way things sit or spin, or so the more consistent you can do something, and even the better. And close her back up. And even though, and I would always say, try to make sure these are pretty even, since they're going to be earrings. They're going to dangle and you don't want one way longer than the other. All right. See, that was like super simple. They're not super fancy, but they're cute. They're fun. They're bright. I know at least one person in the world will love them. And then you can play around. You can make some like that. You can make some with that. That's always what I do. I'll make like a few that are very similar but slightly different, because it could be that slightly different thing that attracts you to a piece or just sets it apart and makes you want it. Let's talk earring hooks. This is, so again, our 20 gauge, and this is something I do measure. I do measure about 2 inches for an earring hook. You can use a ruler. I use a dressmaker's whatever ruler. I got 2 inches here. And then if these are angled cut, I'll go back through and just cut them so they're, remember I was telling you with the flush cutters, depending what side you do it, you'll either get a flat cut or an angled cut. Also, 1 piece of wire at a time with these is the best way. Otherwise, it just kind of takes your toll on them. They'll cut through, but you'll notice it won't cut through as smoothly. And those are... I'll file these down so that, since this is the part that's going to go through someone's ear, if you have a Dremel or whatever, or easier way, go ahead and do that. I just use, since it's a small area, I just use a little hand file. And take your round nose or your bill, use a smaller size, make that loop. And then just depending what way you want your earrings to lie, like you'll either want your loop this way, but for these, since the loop's already facing straight, I'm just gonna leave it. What I mean is, like, I could put it on like that, but it might look kind of funny. Whereas once you put in your ear and has a hook, it's gonna hold it like that. Some of this stuff is interchangeable, it doesn't matter. And some of the stuff that I'm saying won't click until you're actually doing it, is what I learned. Like watching my own videos or other tutorials, something won't really make sense until I'm actually doing it. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then I usually line up the top of the D with that part, and then I have it like this. And I just fold it over the bigger part. It's an earring hook. So again, whoa, that's the neighbor's. Top of the D, where it's lined up there. And then I just bend this over. Make sure that they're pretty even, because sometimes I make these uneven and I have to watch it. And they line up. One is just slightly longer than the other. So I'm going to cut that down to size and refile it. Another thing you can do with your ear wires is to make them a little stiffer is to hammer them. You could use like a nylon hammer. All right, now we're just going to add our heart onto that. So open that loop back up. And you can also use a jump ring to connect the two pieces. It's not always necessary. Like in this case, you just attach it right to the ear hook. All right, bam. And again. Oh, I didn't know this. I could have had this zoomed in the whole time. See? You learn as you go. I thought once you were on live, that was it. And you couldn't like zoom in your camera. And I was wrong. And now we have earrings, guys. That's it. I want to see them on. I look horrible right now, but I'm sure I look all right. But, you know, I'm just scrum bumming today. So I don't even... All right. There we go. That was it. Isn't that crazy? So easy way to make something cute. I'll have to show you like these earrings again when I got my makeup and my look on. So I'm gonna keep trying to do these lives so that I can get better. Maybe I'll reteach this one since nobody tuned in today, but that's it. If you love these and you happen to watch by this video, I'll give everyone till midnight to leave a comment or tell me, hey, I want to be in the raffle. And then we'll go from there so they can get sent out to you. But yeah, you just literally see me do this from start to finish. You weren't there when I chose the bead, but I just seen this bead and I was like, something with pearls. And then everything else you saw. So yeah, there she is. All right, guys. Well, thank you for tuning into my little bit of a live today. I appreciate you. We'll talk more dangles soon. We'll talk other techniques to make them. I'm thinking of more organized ways to do this, like a series. Like we could do a set and do the earrings, the necklace. I don't know. Everything's so fresh and new. I probably won't be on another live until Tuesday. I'll try to pop in later in the day, but it seems like Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays are going to be my live days. And that's what I'm going to try to stick to. Thanks for joining Arisen Visions. I hope you have a great day. Bye.